Today on PlayStation News, Sony reveals TGS plans, Xbox explains why they are bringing Indiana Jones to PS5, there's a new king in US game sales in July, Black Myth Wukong is a huge win for game science, and more. Let's get to it. Hello friends, welcome back to Hyper Games. My name is Joseph and this is PlayStation News, where we talk about the top PlayStation and gaming stories for the day. Hoping you're having a great weekend. I'm doing great and there's a lot to talk about after Gamescom. But before starting, I did a poll regarding the new announcements, asking what were your favorites. And with over 30 votes, most of you guys picked Borderlands 4 with 35%. After that it was Indiana Jones and The Old Circle with 19%. Tied with 16% we had Mafia: The Old Country and Monster Hunter Wilds. And last was Call of Duty Black Ops 6 with 13%. I think my top 3 would be very similar. Borderlands 4, I was very surprised with that announcement, even if there were rumors that it was in development. After that, Mafia: The Old Country, I was looking forward to that as well, because there were a lot of rumors about Vanguard working on a new Mafia game. And the third one would be Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I'm happy to have it on PS5. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about these past Gamescom events and what were your favorite games in the comments below. And with that, let's move into our first topic, and it has to do with Sony announcing their TES plans. So they posted a note on the Japanese blog. They have said they are doing. They are going back to Tokyo Game Show after 5 years. The last time they were there were in 2019, and the Tokyo Game Show is running from September 26 to Sunday, September 29. And on the blog, they said that visitors will be able to try out a wide range of PlayStation content, including playable versions of the latest games to be released for PS5, stage events, and some trailers. So far they only have announced 2 games and 1 special presentation. The first game is Astro, which launches a couple of weeks before that on September 6th. And anyone who plays the demo on stage will be able to interact with this gacha machine and have a chance to win one of 4 t-shirts from the game. They said that they have like 150 demo units, and 40 of that will be for Monster Hunter Wilds, which is the second demo they announced. Anyone who plays Monster Hunter Wilds will get one of these keychains. And it's kind of empty for a return after 5 years. So are they gonna announce anything else before the event? There's rumors that they could do a state of play, and they have done state of plays in the past in September, likely a week before TES starts. So they could also have Concord, which just launched. Maybe they could also have like some new indies, or maybe there are new announcements that they have for that state of play or PlayStation Showcase. Of course, the big one is if they are going to do the announcement for the PS5 Pro. And if that's the case, are they gonna have it on the show floor for, I don't know, if for people to try it out? But I mean, it would be for people to try it out. They would announce that just 2 months before release, because it's rumored to launch on November, by the end of November. So yeah, we'll see if they have anything about that. And the other thing they announced is regarding Death Stranding 2. So Hideo Kojima had been teasing over the past week this post asking who am I, and teasing different like silhouettes of different performers. And it turns out he wasn't teasing anything for Gamescom. People were thinking that it could be a new trailer at Gamescom, but he was teasing this panel at TES, and it's with the full cast of part of the cast for the Japanese voiceover for Death Stranding 2. So we have, besides Hideo Kojima, we have Kenjiro Suda, who voiced Sam Porter Bridges in the original game, and Nane Mizuki, who does Fragile. She's Fragile, not that fragile. Tomokazu Sugita, he did additional voices in the original game. Daichi Miura, and sorry if I'm pronouncing them wrong, He did a cameo as the musician in the original game as well. Shion Wakayama, she's new into the game, and she has done some work on previous games such as Zenless Zone Zero and Honkai Star Rail. And we have Nicholas Winding, the film director, who is the 3D model for Hardman. So they will be doing this on the last day of TGS on September 29. And the game is slated for 2025, but we still don't have a release window exactly. Maybe they could do like a release window, tell us that they plan this for release on, I don't know, summer or fall 2025. I don't think we'll get like a concrete release date more than that. Maybe they could show a new trailer, or maybe they show new gameplay. Last time they were at TGS in 2019, Hideo Kojima showed some gameplay for Death Stranding while doing a similar panel, I believe. So yeah, we'll see what they do regarding Death Stranding 2. Let me know what you think about the plans for Sony with these 3 games. Do you think they will announce something else? Do you think that they will have this rumor state of play? And what are you looking forward to seeing there? So let me know in the comments below. And next is the story that has been one of the top ones this week, which is the announcement for Indiana Jones coming to PS5. And during the Gamescom, Phil Spencer from Microsoft gave an Xbox gave an interview, and he explained a little bit why they are bringing Indiana Jones to PS5. So this is what he had to say.
Going to the PlayStation announcement, obviously last spring we launched 4 games, 2 of them on the Switch, 4 of them on PlayStation, and we said we're going to learn. We said we'd watch, and I think at Showcase I might have said from our learning we're going to do more. What I see when I look is our franchises are getting stronger. Our Xbox console players are as high this year as they've ever been.
Amazing.
So I look at it and I say, okay, our player numbers are going up for the console platform. Our franchises are as strong as they've ever been. And we run a business. Like, it's definitely true inside of Microsoft. The bar is high for us in terms of the delivery that we have to give back to the company, because we get a level of support from the company that's just amazing in what we're able to go do. So I look at this, how can we make our games as strong as possible? Our platform continues to grow, both on console, on PC, and on cloud. And I think it's just going to be a strategy that works for us. And the last thing I'll probably say is I think as an industry right now, there's a lot of pressure on the industry. It's been growing for a long time, and now people are looking for ways to grow. And I think that us as fans, as players of games, we just have to anticipate there's going to be more change in how some of the traditional ways that games were built and distributed. That's going to change. That's going to change for all of us. But the end result has to be better games that more people can play. If we're not focused on that, I think we're focused on the wrong things. So for us as Xbox, health of Xbox, health of our platform, and our growing games, most important things.
So fans have been up in arms on social media ever since we got the announcement at Gamescom of an Xbox exclusive coming to PS5. Let's go back to the Microsoft vs FTC trial ladder match for the custody of Activision in June 2023. Phil Spencer then said that the game was going to be multi-platform, but they ended up renegotiating the deal with Disney to have it as an exclusive, because he wanted to have something to combat Spider-Man that it was an exclusive on PS5. But Phil Spencer is not that wrong that the game business is changing in different ways for all of these companies. If we go back to the interview at Kind of Funny last year, around the time that they were going to the trial with the FTC, he said that they lost the worst generation that they had to lose, which was Xbox versus PS4, where people build their whole digital libraries, and now it's hard for people to switch from one console to the other without leaving everything behind. This is why Game Pass became their key strategy, so that you could not switch to either switch or add them as an additional console, and you would have a library for you to start on. So Game Pass had become their biggest driver, their biggest thing moving forward. Their console sales have not been doing that good. In the most recent quarterly report, they said that they were down 42%. and most of their earnings were in terms of content and services. Like over 60% were on content and services, and 58% of that was coming from Activision. For the Game Pass strategy, also like the price, like the cost of making games is also affecting them. They have had to increase the price several times. Sony has also done the same, increasing the prices for PlayStation Plus because of the stagnation of the model of subscription services. So they understand they have this huge library, and their goal is to become one of the biggest gaming companies in the world. And right now, I believe the ranking is like Tencent, Sony, and Microsoft is third or fourth, something like that. And they have like all the guns, but they can't do that with Xbox only, and they need the help from selling these games on both PS5 and Switch. So this is why we have had all these. We had the announcement on February that they were gonna port 4 games to PlayStation. Those were Sea of Thieves, Grounded, Pentiment, and Hi-Fi Rush. Back then he said that they were not Starfield or Indiana Jones, but the statement was specifically worded towards those 4 games. Those 4 games were not that. But at the time, like, they should have known that they were going to make the game for PS5 either way. I think they should have announced that, or maybe not even talk about it at all, because they knew that they were gonna release the game on PS5. So they need the revenue of players from PS5 and Switch. I also believe that if Switch 2 is powerful enough, they will be porting most of these games that they have been porting to PS5 to Switch 2. And remember that they have the contract that they will deliver Call of Duty to Switch for the next 10 years. They also, like, recently Sea of Thieves crossed 1 million players, so those games have been doing great on other platforms, and they find an audience, and they are increasing players with that. So they need the other consoles to drive these content earnings. Now I think the big issue for Microsoft is in terms of messaging, because back at the event where they announced these 4 games, they said what they said, that Indiana Jones was not coming, and it was again in regard to those 4 games. But it feels like they are in this half step, and I've said it several times before that their whole case-by-case basis is not doing them any favors. You have the PS5 players waiting on what's the next game that's gonna come to the platform, and you have the Xbox players kind of like getting angry every time a new case is announced. So I think they need to pick a side, and I think they have done a terrible messaging in that sense. So hopefully they will improve in that regard. The question is if this will have to PS5 with all of the gaming business changing and all of that, and it has already happened to some extent. Like, they don't need to publish games on Xbox because they sell very well on PS5, but they have started publishing games on PC, as we have seen. Right now they are publishing most of the single player games after they come to PS5 and PS4. But both the live service games come day and date, which, like Concord, which is on PS5 and PC today. But they are starting to test the waters on that. They are releasing Until Dawn, which is a remake, but they are releasing that day and date. And also the Lego Horizon game, which is also a license, so they want to maximize the whole investment with the cost of the license and all of that. So they are putting that out on day and date on both PC and Switch. So yeah, there's an exception to that, and it's MLB The Show, which Sony agreed to publish it on Xbox because they wanted to keep the license from the MLB because it does a lot for them. So yeah, it's kind of happening for Sony right now, but it's accelerated on the Xbox side because of their whole KPI being, their whole driver being Game Pass and not console sales. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this, and I like that the game is coming to PS5, and we'll probably have more games coming to PS5. They are now one of the biggest publishers on PlayStation and likely Switch as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens, and let me know what you guys think about Indiana Jones coming to PS5 and everything that has gone around with fans being angry at Phil Spencer and Xbox and their whole messaging. So let me know about that in the comments below. So let's move into our next story, which is the sales for the US in July from Matt Piscatella and Circana. So again, PS5 led hardware sales in terms of units and revenue. It has been doing like that for the whole year so far. This time there was a Switch in second place. Xbox was second place in both measures, and third was Switch. So both PS5 and Xbox had a huge increase in sales compared to last year. PS5 25% and Xbox 48%, because of the game that's number one on the ranking, and we're gonna see in a minute. Switch is the kind of like the loser on this month, with 45% sales going down 44% compared to last year, because last year they had Tears of the Kingdom. So yeah, consoles have been doing not that great over the past couple of months, so they are recovering. They have recovered this month, and well, I think I saw a tweet from Matt Piscatella that he was positive that they could recover for the rest of the year. In terms of accessories, there was not much change either from the previous month. It was the DualSense Black, the best-selling accessory in terms of units, and the PlayStation Portal is still the best-selling accessory in terms of revenue, and it likely will be the best-selling accessory for the whole year, because of it's an accessory that's $200. So yeah, I don't think anything is gonna take away the crown from the PlayStation Portal. So both hardware and accessories improved against the previous month by 12 and 4%. So great month for both Xbox and PS5. PS5 leading, as I said. And now let's take a look at the games, because EA College Football Launch is the new game, and there was also a bundle that had EA College Football and Madden NFL 25. And both were straight number one and number two. Elden Ring was number one the previous month because of the release of Shadow of the Earth 3, and it was down a couple of steps to number 3. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 at 4th. There was also Minecraft at number 5. Nintendo World Championship at number 6. Hogwarts Legacy at number 7, down from number 5. MLB The Show at number 8, EA Sports FC24, and Marvel Spider-Man climbed a few spots from 13 to number 10. So Helldivers was not in the top 10 this time. So total game sales did really well with 10% growth, and overall everything, consoles, accessories and games, did like over 4.7 billion, and it's a 10% growth against 2023 as well. Now, each college football messed with all of the rankings for 2024 so far, and it took away the crown from Helldivers, which was number 1, the best-selling game of the year. Now it's EA College Football is number 1 on the ranking for the best-selling game of 2024. So we have Helldivers at second, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 follows, and Dragon's Dogma 2. We have the EA Sports MVP bundle, as I said, with Madden and EA College Football. Elden Ring at number 6, MLB The Show at number 7, WWE 2K24, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth still in the top 10, and also Tekken 8 at number 10. So yeah, EA College Football in 1 month became the best-selling game of the year. So it's insane. Yeah, I prefer EA Sports FC myself, but yeah, like it did really well in July, and yeah, we'll see what happens next month. And we also have to go through the PlayStation Store top downloads, which maybe it's gonna be the number one as well. So with that, let's move into some quick-fire gaming news, and we start with Concord, which is out today, and there's been a new reveal this week that the game has been in development for about 8 years, and that was according to lead character designer John Wisniewski. I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing right. So it means that it started around 2016 when Overwatch came out. Likely it was like their inspiration. Sadly, releasing it 8 years later means that there are too many games in this genre, and the game opened with around 600 players today. So yeah, it's not doing that good, and I feel for them because working 8 years for something and having this reaction to your game is awful. I hope that everything goes well for the studio. They are gonna release all of the content that they plan, and like it's probably their best shot and changing this trend, like the word of mouth from people playing it and all of that. So we'll see what happens. Moving on, TimeSplitters 1, 2 and Future Perfect launched this week on PlayStation Plus as part of like the classic catalog. But sadly, none of them have trophies. Don't worry, because if you wanted to play the game and get the platinum for them, they are coming. There was a message from Deep Silver that they are considering trophies and they should be available in a future patch. The sad news is that they don't have a date for this patch, so well, we're gonna have to wait. But the good news is that Sony has been patching, or at least the developers have been patching these recent classic releases and adding them trophies. I'm still waiting on the Resident Evil Director's Cut because that launched back with the new PS Plus, and it still has no trophies. But yeah, hopefully they launch this patch soon. And speaking of PlayStation 2 classics, like they released a new emulator with all the features that we have seen for PS1 and PSP classics. They have been releasing with PlayStation Plus. So they released this new emulator with Sly, and there was also a Tomb Raider game back in June. But there was an analysis from Digital Foundry saying that the whole emulator was not that good. It was like very blurry and it had a lot of glitches. But there have been like some people commenting online that these have been receiving improvements recently. Like some of them said that TimeSplitters runs very well, and also Sly Cooper has received a couple of patches and the performance has improved. This was reported by PlayStation Lifestyle. So yeah, it seems like either Sony or the developers have been improving these releases, and it's great to see. But yeah, hopefully they add trophies for the other games that don't have yet. But yeah, it's great to see them improving the performance for these classics. Next, speaking of PlayStation Plus, there are 12 games leaving the classics catalog on September 16, and that includes Alien Isolation on PS4, Cloudpunk on PS4, Dragon Ball Xenoverse also on PS4, Horizon Forbidden West on PS4 and PS5, which I still don't get why Sony removes their own games from their own service. And they have done it in the past when they are going to release like a new remake or anything like that. I don't think they are gonna remake Horizon Forbidden West right now. But yeah, I don't get these decisions. Marvel Midnight Suns, hugely recommended. I love that game, got the platinum on that. I wanted to go through it again on the PS4 version to get the platinum, but maybe I won't be able to. Nier Replicant on PS4, Spiritfarer on PS4, and there's a ton of Star Ocean games on the games catalog where we're losing Integrity and Faithlessness and the Divine Force. And on the classics catalog we're losing The Last Hope, Till the End of Time, and First Departure R, all of them departing on September 16. So the next PlayStation Plus update will be around next week on August 28th, on Wednesday, where we're gonna get the announcement for the monthly games that are gonna be launching on September 3rd. And we already know that the Harry Potter Quidditch game is one of those monthly games, so we have to find out what the other two are. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that, and let me know if you are still What do you think about these games leaving the PlayStation Plus catalog, and if you are still playing any of them? So moving on, Sony is doing some very bad moves with PlayStation Stars, the loyalty service. They sent an email yesterday saying that they are changing the term that you get to keep your points. So starting on October 24, you will only earn points and keep them for 12 months. You have 12 months to redeem your points instead of the 24 months that the service started with. So you have 12 months to spend at least 125, which is I believe is the least that you can spend to get the $5 back in terms of PSN credit. So the worst part is that now your PlayStation Plus subscription won't count to getting points on PlayStation Stars, either new purchases or renewals. And it sucks because it was like the best way to get points on PlayStation Stars. Like the prices of these subscriptions are like really expensive. You have the essential at $80, the extra at $135, and premium at $160. So extra and premium, getting a year of that would give you $5 back, and even more if you stack several years. I believe they let you stack like 2 or 3, something like that. So that would guarantee you getting at least $10 if you got like 2 years of extra or premium. Yeah, so it sucks. After October 24, you won't be able to earn points like that. And you also have to spend them in at least a year. Like if we compare, Nintendo lets you earn points when you get your subscription services, and they have usually like some promotions where you can get double the points. So yeah, Sony is going backwards here. But yeah, we'll see what happens with PlayStation Stars. Let me know what you guys think about all of these changes. Moving on, we have Black Myth: Wukong being a huge win for Game Science. So they announced on Friday that the game has crossed 10 million copies sold across PS5 and PC. There's also a new article from Bloomberg saying that the game has boosted PS5 sales. It has doubled PS5 sales on China. And on China, you usually have more mobile games dominating the region. So it's kind of an unusual boost for PS5 there. The game has also been doing really great on Steam. It launched with over 2 million concurrent players, and it's the second best played game in the history of Steam. It's the first game in terms of like single player games. So yeah, it's doing really great. Congratulations to Game Science. I also read that there are some issues with the PS5 version in terms of like performance and all of that. So hopefully they get to fix it, but the game did really well. 10 million in less than a week is an amazing number. So let me know, guys, if you are currently playing it or if you are planning to play it soon. Let's move into our next story, which is Western Digital announcing a new PlayStation licensed SSD, 8 terabytes of capacity, and it's $1,000. It has it's a little bit slower than the 1, 2, and 4 terabyte versions, 7200 megabytes per second in terms of read. It has the same 6600 megabytes write speed, but man, $1,000 is a lot. If you want to go for 8 terabytes, I recommend you getting the non-licensed version, which is $100 cheaper. But even at 900 is a lot of money. Like I'm waiting on the 2 terabyte version to improve the 1 terabyte that I installed like a couple of years ago. So yeah, but at least there's this option if you want to go crazy with your PS5 storage. Next, Square Enix has announced that Final Fantasy XVI is getting the Brave Blade from Final Fantasy V, but only on PC for now, because it's a pre-order bonus for when the game launches on September 16. They have said on this same tweet that it will be launched on PS5 at a later date as an update. Every other pre-order bonuses that are included on the PC version are already on PS5 and were either pre-order or were part of like a Taco Bell promo. So this is the only one that the PS5 version would be missing, but the good thing is that it's coming at some point. So with that, let's also talk about the Silent Hill 2 remake that we talked about during this week. So the recent preview surprised fans and media. There was a trailer that looked really great, and like Konami was not doing a great job of showing this game. But it seems like the new previews have turned around what everyone was thinking about the game and what everyone expected about the game. So now we know that the game is also longer, almost twice as long compared to the original. So if we go to how long to beat, the original runs for about 8 to 9 hours. Now it's gonna run, according to Mattheus Lennart, who is the Bluebird team's creative director and lead designer on the game. The game is gonna go from 16 to 18 hours on average. And this is likely because they have added like new areas. The whole beginning has like new stores to go enter and get like some ammo and get attacked by some monsters. So yeah, it's great that it's double the length. Everything's looking great for Silent Hill after this preview. So we'll see what happens when it launches later on October. And let me know if you guys are planning to pick it up. And with that, let's talk about new releases. I didn't do an episode on Thursday because everything from Gamescom I put 2 recap videos. So on Thursday we got Tales from Toyotoki Arrival of the Witch for PS5 and Switch. And we also got Tiebreak, the official game of the ATP and WTA for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch and PC. And Friday we also got Concord on PS5 and PC, so if you are interested in this hero shooter, it's out now. It didn't open with good numbers on Steam on PC, but hoping Firewalk can turn things around. So yeah, we'll see. Let me know if you are planning to pick anything from these releases. And there you go, that's everything that I have for today. Let me know what you guys think about any of these stories. What do you think about the Sony plans for TGS? Do you think they will announce something else? Do you think we'll get that state of play? And what do you think about Kojima doing a new panel for Death Stranding? What are you hoping to see there from the game? What do you think about all the stuff that's happening with Xbox publishing games on PlayStation and people going mad about it? And regarding all of the other stuff that we also talk about, including the EA Sports College Football taking away the crown from Helldivers in the best-selling games of 2024, or Black Myth Wukong doing really well. It will likely be the number one when we check the sales numbers for August. So all of the stories that we talk about here today, you can find the sources in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more PlayStation news. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.